started a story about David and Novel.
Over there who?
Novel.
No.
Who's Novel? There we go. Let's record. Yeah. David is not king right yet. He's been anointed.
Yeah.
It could be that according to the Malbim, there was a Shmuel on his deathbed informed the people that he had anointed David. It doesn't say that in the text, but that's a suggestion of why after Shmuel died, David has to move, because he's worried that Shaul may take up the search again after hearing this information.
Yeah.
Okay? David is then south in the Judean desert, and there he decides to send a delegation to a guy called Novel. Novel was a very wealthy man.
Carmel?
In Carmel, right. He lived in Carmel. He lived in Ma'on, he worked in Carmel, which is nearby, and there David sent a delegation asking him to help him out. Apparently, Novel and his men were having a party celebrating
Shiur.
the shearing of the sheep. They finished the shearing, right? We should do late summer, and they were having a party. And David wanted to cash in on this party because David had helped these people when they were in the desert. Mm-hmm. He had made sure that they were safe and not harassed and not attacked and nothing was missing. And now he sent these men to ask Novel to help him out. And Novel just sent them away very rudely, disregarding David's request. And so this got David all worked up. And David immediately told his men to arm, and he was on the warpath. Okay? That's what we got up to, yes?
That's a good dog.
You don't. Ula Avigail, page 74. Chapter 25, posit 14. Ula Avigail. Avigail was the wife of Novel. We're told that she was clever and beautiful. Not like her husband who was very base and vulgar, as we've seen. Okay? How they got married, I have no idea, but it just happens. Well, Abigail, Aish's Novel, and to Abigail, the wife of Novel, he told, Lehagid baboike chastecha, lehagoda, right, to tell a story. So someone told this story. Who was it? Na'ar Echad, one of the lads, Mehana Arim, of the lads. That means one of Novel's lads, not one of David's. One of Novel's lads said to her, Leimar, saying as follows: Hine, behold, Shalach David Malachim. David sent messengers, Mehamidbar, from the desert, because David is in the desert, and he sent messengers from the desert, Levarech et Adonenu, to bless our master. That was the first thing they did. Vayoat bohem, and he rejected them, or kicked them out. V'ha'anashim tovim lanu ma'od, but these men were very good to us. So this lad of Novel knows that David and his men were good to them when they were looking after the sheep in the wilds. V'ha'anashim tovim lanu ma'od, v'loi hachlamnu, they didn't embarrass us. V'loi pakadnu ma'uma, nothing was missing. Nothing went missing whilst we were in the same area. They didn't take anything, and they made sure that nobody else took anything. Kol yemei hishalachnu itam, all the days. Kol, all yemei, the days of hishalachnu, we went itam, with them, bihi yosenu basada, when we were out in the field or in the desert.
Yeah.
When we were out in the fields, we were with them, and nothing went missing. Chayma hayu aleinu. They were like a choma. What's a choma? Choma. Choma is a wall. A wall.
Protection.
What?
Protection.
Yeah. Chayma hayu aleinu. They were a wall upon us. Meaning, yeah, correct. They were protection. Means not only did nothing go missing, they protected us. Gam laila, Gam Yomam, both during the night and during the day. Kol Yimei Ha'Hitenu, all the days that we were, Imam with them, Ro'im Ba'atzon, shepherding the sheep. It's a little bit repetitive, but there's two ideas. One is there's nothing missing, and they were the ones who protected us. Ve'ata, and now, Di'i. Di'i means come on, what's Di'i? What would Da mean?
Da?
Dalad Ayin. Da.
Like das?
Yes?
Knowledge.
Knowledge. So Da would be a commandment. Right? Yada, he knew. Da, no. Di'i, you always put an E at the end when you're speaking to a woman. The commandment to a woman, when you command a woman to do something, you put a Yud at the end. So Di'i means no. Uri'i, and see. Ma ta'asi, what you're going to do. You have to think about what you're going to do, because if you don't think about it, then some catastrophe is going to happen. They didn't know what David was doing, but they guessed what David would do, how David would react. This insult, rejection, ungratefulness on the part of Naval. So you better think about what you're going to do. Ki chalsa hara'a el Adonenu. So what do those words mean? Ra'a is
Shepherd. Or evil.
evil. Okay. Chalsa is from the word kol. Kol means all. Kala means finished, because it's all over. Khalsa, the only reason it's called because it's feminine. Ra'a is feminine. Khalsa hara. The evil is finished. Means it doesn't mean it's finished in the sense we use it. It means the decision to do the evil has been decided. That's what it means. It means there's no way out of this. Khalsa hara el Adonenu. The evil hasn't finished, but it's been decided.
Yeah.
Clearly, David has had enough. El Adonenu, concerning our master.
This is speculation.
Va'al kol beisai, and all his household, not just the master, it's also you. The wife and the family and children, all the people involved are going to be wiped out by David if you don't do something.
Adonenu.
Adonenu, our master. Like God's name, right? Adon is a master, Adonenu. So the evil has clearly been decided about our master and the whole household. Vahu ben Bilial, and he is a lawless. We had this a few times. Talked about the sons of Eli were described as Bnei Bilial. Hannah was told Eli, "Don't see me as a Ben Bilial." Ben Bilial means a person without law, lawless, without any conscience. He is with no conscience. Midaber elav, to speak to him. There's no point in going to him. That's what the servant of Naval is saying. Why he came to her is because you can't get through to him.
Yeah.
He's not interested. Well, I tell him, well, laugh at me, make some joke, or he's probably drunk and there's nothing to do. Right? Nothing to talk to him. But you, it makes sense to talk to you because you see straight. Okay, so she immediately chapped. Vatemaher Avigail. And Avigail acted quickly. The word acted isn't written. So the word maher means quick. Means she realized that there's no time to waste, and she quickly did as follows. What did she do? Vatikach, and she took masayim lechem, 200 loaves of bread, or 200 lachmaniot, I don't know, whatever, 200, yeah. Ushnayim nivle yayin, and 2 containers of wine.
Barrels.
He doesn't mean barrel. The word for barrel is chavit or cad. A nevel is a thing made from a leather skin. We've mentioned a few times, like a nevela. A nevela is a dead animal. So a nevel is a leather skin that you make from the dead animal, and you fill that with wine. So 200 breads, 2 wine skins of wine, Chamesh son asuyot, 5 made sheep. I presume that means slaughtered and sliced and baked and fried, or whatever it is you do to meat, right?
Yeah.
5 sheep. V'chamesh se'im koli, 5 sa'ah. Now a sa'ah is a measurement, right? It's I'm not mistaken, it's 30 cav. So it's something like 30 kilo times 5, right? Koli is roasted grains of wheat, which is sort of it's Tanach. It's not food, don't eat that. But it's like breakfast cereal, like we have puffed wheat, that sort of stuff, okay? You take it, it becomes, really, it's granola.
Yeah.
That's what granola is, right? You take, but that's made out of
Easily.
out of oats, right? You can do the same thing with wheat as well. Okay? What?
Quaker.
Yeah. Right, that sort of stuff. Okay? But this is probably whole grain, I guess. But I don't know. Okay? Koli, umeyot tzimukim, and 100 now. The word tzimuk means shriveled. What does it mean? Right, it means raisins.
Yeah, that's
Right? So it means 100. When we say the word tzimukim, we use it to mean raisins. Presumably that's what it means here as well. Possibly the reason why it was raisins opposed to grapes is because it wasn't yet the grapes harvest. This is the time of the year. According to Chazal, this happened at Rosh Hashanah time. Okay, so just at the beginning of the grapes harvest. It could be also that 100. I don't think it means 100 grapes. 100 raisins. It means 100 bunches of raisins.
Yeah.
Right? I guess 100 packets of raisins. And that equivalent in grapes is going to go up before you can eat it. So raisins is better. It's good in the desert. It's really been, grapes won't last very long in the desert.
True.
Okay, they'll turn into raisins. You might as well give raisins from the first place. So it doesn't mean 100 raisins, 100 bunches of raisins or packets of raisins. Umasayim develin, 200 fig cakes.
Wow.
Means when you dry figs, right, you can then squash them into big cakes, which you can cut and slice them.
First
Right?
Mishnah.
Yeah, the Bamatzir, very good. That's called a devela. Okay, so 200 of those. And all these are supplies to David's men. How many men does David have altogether?
600.
600.
It's a lot of
Right.
dry.
So this is not going to last them very long. If you've got 600 hungry men, right? It's good. It's a nice present, right? Okay. Atosem, and she placed them al hacharim on the donkeys. Atoimer lina areha, and she said to her lads, Ivru lefanai, go ahead. Hineni achreichem, behold, I am behind them. Ba'a, coming, means she wants them to go ahead of her, and she's going to come behind.
Yeah.
Okay. Ole isha, and two, come on, get it right.
Hamrim.
Ole isha, no, chamor donkeys, that was the previous line. We're underneath chamorim. Ole isha, naval, lahi gida. And two,
Naval's wife.
no, she was Naval's wife.
Right, that's what I was saying.
No, come on.
Isha Naval?
When I said get it right, I meant not say that. That's getting it wrong. Isha, if it meant wife, it would say without the dot inside. Was there a dot in the hay?
Oh, husband.
Right, very good. Her husband. Ish, shelah. That's what it means. It would be a woman, it wouldn't have a yud in it. In modern Hebrew, the word Isha, meaning a woman, has a yud in it, because that's they're going to have vowels. And then they want to help you read it, so they put a yud, but it's not really a yud. If the word Ish means a man, then it has a yud. And then the dot in the hay means her husband. And to her husband, Naval, Lohi Gida, she did not tell. So he knows nothing about this story, about this enormous present that she's sending to David. And she knows what she's going to tell him. He's going to refuse to let her do it.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to hit her over the head with the nearest rolling pin.
How do you get rid of all 200 loaves of bread? You're gonna figure that out, surely.
Yeah, okay, he will do eventually.
He has a
Right?
lot of people.
Let's see, could be. But she runs the kitchen, she runs the larder, he just eats it. Right? She buys the stuff
Maybe
in.
nobody went to the kitchen.
Yeah, could
Well,
be. But anyway, you'll see debating, you'll see, he does find out eventually. Yeah? See what happens when he finds out. Okay? But she didn't tell him. She didn't tell him. Only because he would refuse to let her. Okay? And then she'd be stuck.
Yeah.
You notice the donkeys are missing more than the bread.
The higher. He was partying, enjoying, right?
He has like 3,000 sheep, but he's got like a lot of.
Got a lot of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
The higher. And it was, he rocheves al hachamor. She is riding on the donkey. The yoredes, and she's going down, beseiser hahar, on the hidden part of the mountain. That just means, it means on the other side.
His gaze.
Right, that means David can't see her because she's on the other side of the mountain.
David, I thought
Yeah?
you meant.
I don't know, I think it means David, because it says, V'hine David, behold David, V'anasham and his men, Yordim Likrosa. They're also going down towards her direction. They can't see her, and she can't see him, but they're going to meet at some point. She's going down, and he's going, and they're going to meet at some point, bump into each other. Right. Tifgosh Oisa. And she met them. Okay? She met a Pegisha. In modern Hebrew, Pegisha is a shidduch. Right? When you go out on a date. Okay? But the word pagash means to meet. So she riding her donkey, met them.
What about the word before lacrosse?
Likras, like you say, likras kala, likras Shabbat, luchu,
Seeing.
right? Towards her. The dot in the hay means towards her. So she's going down one side, the lee side, this side that's hidden. He's also going in that direction to meet her, and they met. Now, it looks like the Pasuk Chaf Aleph is not describing what happened after they met. We'll get to that soon, right? It says for David Amar. What does that mean?
David said.
Yeah, it's another way to say David said. You say by Yoimed David.
Yeah.
What's the difference?
It is atypical.
Here, we usually say Vatoime, and she said, Vayoime, here, Vayoime David, Pasuk Yud Gimel. What does that mean? And David said. And it says with David Amar, doesn't mean the same thing? Why is it two different ways in Hebrew to say the same thing? Come on, you know the answer. Vayoime David means?
Talking to someone?
No. Both mean David said. Come on, what's the difference? Vayoime David. Well, let's think about the difference. What does Yoimer mean?
In response to someone?
What's the difference between Amar and Yoimer? Amar means he said. Yoimer, he will say. The Yud at the beginning changing the future. Yishmar, he will guard. Yochal, he will eat. Yihyeh, he will be.
Vayomer David and David will say?
No, because the Vav changes it into the past.
Okay.
It's called Vav HaHipuch. The Vav, which says Va, right, changes the future. Almost every pasuk in Tanach features that. It's the future changing to the past. Look, go through this whole page. Vateira. Teira means she will see. Vateira, and she saw. Tipo, she fell. Vatipo, tipo, she will fall. Vatipo, and she fell. All those are not verbs, right? Almost every pasuk, the way the Torah writes the past tense is the future with a vav hahipuch. This is not like that. This is amar. This is the past tense.
Past.
Past. Both but there's two ways you can write the past in Hebrew. You can either write the regular past, which is just write the verb in the past tense. But the more common way to do it is to write what's the future and change it into the past by writing va.
Is it chronological?
Oh, go on. It means if it's out of chronological order, then you write the past tense. If it's the next event, then you write the future event and change it into the past. And the idea is because chronologically it's in the future, because the next event. But by the time you're reading, it's already happened. So I can't say she will say or David will say because he said it. It was already 3,000 years ago when David said it. By now it's already happened. But in the story, it's the next event. Okay? But when you want to write, it's not the next event. It's something that he said beforehand. So you write the past tense. And that's probably what this means. But David Amar doesn't mean he now said it. David had said.
Why isn't there a break?
Break? It should be a samach.
Yeah.
No. Samach indicates not you going back in time. Samach means even in the future there was a
There's a
break.
break.
He was saying we've actually got to go back in the story. It means we didn't want to interrupt, for some reason we didn't want to interrupt the story as we were saying it.
Yeah.
But now we have to go back to tell you a certain thing that we missed out as we were telling the story. What was it? So let's see. But David Amar, David had said, but they've already met. But now we tell you what David had said. Ach, la sheker shamarti es kol asher lozeh bamidbar. But for a lie. Sheker is a lie. Shamarti, I guarded es kol asher lazeh, all that is to this, meaning novels. Means it was a waste of time, that's what it means. It wasn't MS, it wasn't something which, it was for nothing, that's what it means. It was, he calls a lie, but it means it was a waste of time. What was a waste of effort? The time and effort, and he's not even paying me back. Achla sheker shamarti, I guarded es kol asher lazeh, all this guy stuff, Bamidbar, in the desert, v'lo nifkad, and nothing was counted or missing. Mikol asher lo mu'uma, nothing was missing. Yoshev li ra, and he's paid me. Now Yoshev means to return. Right? He's returned to me bad, tachas tova, in place of the good.
So just showing.
So David's not saying this now, right?
Yeah.
It means this is David's thought process.
Like
he either said it to himself or he said it to his men, right? And this is what got him so worked up when he went out on the rampage to go and destroy Novel and everything of Novels.
It's just a reminder of what he was thinking, because we already knew this.
Well, he didn't actually say it out like this, did he? Let's carry on. I'm not finished yet, right? What he said. This is what he was thinking. Right? It means he got so. And it could be the apostle doesn't even want to tell you what he was thinking. He reacted so quickly that he doesn't want him to interrupt the story with his thought process. But you should know this is what was going on. Why it says over here is a good question. And then he continues. Ka yaseh Elokim, so God should do la'oivei David, to David's enemies. Should do what? Now this is a common feature. You make a curse and you don't actually say what the curse is. X, whatever it is, God should do. Now he really means to himself, but no one wants to put a curse on themselves. So the way you do this in Hebrew, you say X should happen to David's enemies. What he really means is God should do this to me. If and he should do even more. So it doesn't say what the curse is. And it doesn't say who it's to, it says to the wrong people. But that, I'm telling you, that's what it means. He's cursing himself, but missing two features out. What the curse is and to who it's to. So God should do to the enemies of David, and so he should add on. He should do even more. Even any curse that I can think of, he should do even more. Im ashir, if I leave over, mikol esheloi, from all that is his, who is meaning novels, Araboike, until the morning, Mashtin Bekir, one who, don't think we've had this expression before.
Where?
You remember it forever. Mashtin Bekir, one who urinates on the wall.
Interesting.
It's a very vulgar way of referring to something.
Yeah.
Kir is a wall. So it's the second word. You have Choma is a wall, Kir is a wall, and Kotel is a wall, Gader is a wall, all mean different things, right? One is a protective wall, one is just a dividing wall, one is a wall goes round as opposed to whatever. Okay? So, what urinates on the wall? So there's two things that urinate on the wall. Dogs and men. Men as opposed to women.
Yeah.
Right? Because women sit down when they urinate.
Yeah.
Right? The men stand up, make on the wall. So there's two opinions of what does it mean. What he's saying, David is saying, God should do terrible things to me, that's what he means, and do even more things to me if I don't fulfill the following promise. By tomorrow morning, there won't be one dog left from Novel's dogs. Certainly he's going to kill all the people, but there won't, it means not even a dog left. That's what it means. Now dogs particularly picked at him, maybe because they're shepherds, so they have lots of sheepdogs. Right? But David is not threatening to kill all the sheepdogs. No. He won't even be a sheepdog left. He's going to destroy the whole guy's whole estate, family, women, children, animals. He won't even need any sheepdogs.
Yeah.
Or it could be a specific curse against the men. If it means men, then it means men as opposed to women. Or men as opposed to children. Right?
And
If it means dogs, it means even dogs.
And he was wrong by
Who was wrong?
So.
Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. But it's a bit vulgar, but probably because that's the way you talk about people you don't like. Even David HaMelech, right, doesn't speak nicely of people he doesn't like. Would normally be so. Okay. So that's what David had said, that cursing himself, so to speak, if he doesn't, that means he's putting himself into a mode where there's no way out from this. He even cursed himself. Okay. Vatera Abigail as David. And then, now that, so the Pasuk of Adam seemed to be in brackets, just repeating or explaining exactly what was going in David's mind before. But she's met him already. And now we get back. Now, Vatera Abigail as David. Abigail saw David. Right? Because they suddenly met. Right? They were coming down opposite sides of the hill and they met into each other. All right. Mm-hmm. She's realized she's got to do something. Vatemaher, and she reacted quickly. Vatered me'al hachamor, and she got down from on top of the donkey. Latipol, and she fell. Le'apei David, in the face of David. That means in front of David. She bowed. Al paneha, on her face. Vatishtachu oretz. Come on. We say every day in Aleinu. Shehem mishtachavim. Mishtachavim. Shehem mishtachavim lahev barik. No. They prostrate themselves. Prostrate. Tishtachu is to prostrate. Don't get confused. The u at the end is usually the sign of the plural. Omru, Shomru, Ochlu, Holchu. Right? Here it's a root letter. The u is a root letter. If you want to say they, you have to say ishtachavu. One vav is the root letter, one vav is the u. Got it? So there's only one vav. Vatishtachu, and she prostrated herself. She didn't just get down on her face, she went out flat in her expression of obedience, subservience to David. Now, David probably doesn't know who this is.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't know. He may have met Novel before, I have no idea. He may have met Novel when they were out looking after his sheep. May not have met him, may have met him Shul. I have no idea. He's unlikely that he knows who Novel's wife is. Right? Vatipol al Raglov, and she fell on his feet, maybe literally, or maybe fell at his feet. Mm-hmm. And she's begging him for something. Mm-hmm. And she says, Bi Ani Adoni Avon. Now, it's a bit disjointed, these words, and that could be because someone who's scared for their life doesn't exactly know what they're supposed to say, right? It might be that, but B means in me, Ani means I, Adoni, my master, He'avon, the transgression. Avon means the sin. It looks like she's saying she's taking the blame. Yes. The sin, which you're on your way to try and eradicate, it's my fault. Yeah. I'm the one to blame. Now, she wasn't really, right?
Yeah.
So, but it could be that she's trying to get his attention.
Yeah.
You know, David's on a warpath. He's not listening to some silly old woman who's in his way. You know, get out of here. I'll hear you later, right? So she's got to make some drastic claim to get his attention.
Wasn't she behind in the back of the whole armada, I guess?
It doesn't say what happened to all those people. Yeah, it looks like she was behind, right? It could be they've already arrived. I don't know. It doesn't say what happened to them.
David never said anything to them.
Maybe he did. I don't know. I don't know. He doesn't say what happened when he met them, right?
Good question.
It's a good question, right? I don't know. But she, that's what it looks like. She wants to get David's attention, and so she said, "Oh, it's all my fault," right? So David, what? It's all your fault? Yeah. Why is it your fault? What do you do? You know. So as soon as she does that, then David's not going to kill her just like that. The guy comes and admits it. It's their fault, right? But at least gets his attention. I think that's the point. And then she's going to explain why it's not really their fault. Okay, and it's not Novel's fault either. Usedaber na amoscha. Tidaber means she will speak. Na, please. Amoscha, your maidservant. Means please let your maidservant speak. Now that I've taken the blame, let me speak.
Myself.
Yeah. Ba'oznecha, in your ears. Ushema, and hear means let me speak and listen to what I have to say. As divrei amosecha, the words of your maidservant. Mm-hmm. Okay. So now she's going to explain. Al na. Al means
not.
That's with an ayin.
Don't.
Very good. Don't. We've tried. Remember I told you once between loy and al. The difference between loy and al. They both mean not. One means not more like a suggestion than an order. I told you, commandment, you say lie, and when it's a suggestion, you say al. So it's really a question. Al not, please. You can't say please don't with lie, right? Please don't. Yasim Adoni es libo. My master shouldn't place his heart or take to heart what happened. You mean obviously don't take this to heart as a personal insult, right? And rejection. Don't place it on your heart. Don't take it to heart. El ish habiliyal hazeh. About this good for nothing man. She's referring to her husband, right? It means David took this as a personal insult. She wanted to say it's not personal. He's just a good for nothing. He'd do this to anybody. He's not got anything for you. She can't deny what he'd done, but she can take it as not so serious if it's not personal, right? So she describes her husband in these very negative terms because that makes it better in a sense, right? Because then it's not personal, right? It's clever, right? Al no yosim adonies libo el ish habiliyal hazeh. Al Novel. Now, Novel happened to be his name, but it's really
say that it was her fault.
Yes, and that was just to get his attention.
Wow.
Now she's going to say, well, it's actually your husband, but it's not even his fault either, right? Okay, she'll see. Give her attention. It's a long speech she has to give, right? So now the word Novel means base, as in a person who's vulgar, a person who's got no conscience, and we simply but novel's another way. Like it's like a carcass, like just novel. Interesting. There's the same word for the leather skin which holds the wine. It's the same word, novel, nivle. So she says that he's a novel. I think is the word for in English called a knave?
N-A-V-E.
Never heard of it.
I never heard that word.
No, not navel. No, that's what it is. N-A-V-E. What does it mean?
Central Mid Church.
Naive.
No. Doesn't mean anything? And with a K?
Connive. Oh, like conniving. Dishonest, deceitful, unscrupulous. Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So I don't actually relate it to the word novel, because novel is the same word. Because there the K is a silent K.
Yeah.
But there's no L at the end. I don't know. Anyway, that's what it means. So she's saying that's what he is. He's a man without conscience. He's a guy who's conniving, right? Ki shmoi kain hu. Like his name, that is he. It means his name perfectly. Now, why parents gave their child a name like that, I have no idea. You see, it could be the word nevel is also a musical instrument. We've had this a few times. A nevel is a musical instrument, maybe also made from the same piece of leather skin, because you can make melody instruments from that as well. So it could be that parents actually meant a positive meaning to his name, right? But it became over the years from nevel to novel.
Like a drum or what?
I don't know, maybe it's bagpipes, right? It's something you can make it out of a bag, okay? All right? Or you can use it for, like he has, right? Yeah, as a hammock. Whatever, it's made, right? So it means a carcass, it means a skin of wine, it means a good for nothing, but it's also a musical instrument. So possibly he got his name from some positive meaning. It's hard to believe parents would give their child a name like that.
Yeah.
But she said he actually fits well his name. He's just like his name. Naval Shemai. That means his name is Naval. She's explaining what that means. His name is Naval, but Navala Imai, and despicable is with him. He acts like his name. Okay. So don't blame him. He's just bad in character. It's not personal. But me, what about me? Look, I'm not that. So maybe I'm to blame. No, I'm not to blame either. V'ani amoscha and your mates and loyra isi. Es na'arai. I don't know. I didn't see them. The lads of my master Asher Shalata that you said. So he saw them, but he's not to blame, and I'm not to blame because I didn't see them. So therefore, you get it. So now she's not really taking the blame, but it looks like she's trying to get his attention. Okay. So that's the first part. Now she's got to persuade him to cool down. If that doesn't work. Ve'ata, and now, Adoni, my master, Chai Hashem, by the life of God, V'chein nafshecha, and by your own life. That means, that usually is the expression of an oath, swearing. Hashem menoacho Hashem.
Swearing on your life, like that's pretty easy to do.
No, but he's like
Also a
special person, right? Hashem menoacho Hashem, that God has prevented you. Mana is to prevent, with an ayin. Not mana with a hey, which means a portion. Shloach manot. No, mana with an ayin is to prevent. God has prevented you mibo bedamim, from coming in blood. Now this is a fascinating way of speaking. She's speaking to him as if it's what we say in English or French, fait accompli. Meaning she's describing what she would like to happen as if it's already happened.
Yeah.
Which is that
He's gonna jail.
that you're not actually going to do this.
Yeah.
And she's saying, oh, Baruch Hashem, thank God that God saved you from murdering his family.
Yeah.
And you have to be grateful to God, or we all have to be grateful to God that God didn't let you do it and sent me to stop you from doing it. Right? But she's describing it as if it's already happened, right? I think that's like maybe it works more psychologically than saying, please don't do it. It's not happened, right? You didn't do it? Yeah? So, by the life of God, I suppose we should be grateful that God prevented you from doing this bloodshed. And saved your hand loch for you. It means by saving you from doing it, it's to your advantage, as you're going to explain. Va'ata now, yiyu k'naval oivecha, your enemies should be like Naval. Now, is she describing like her husband? No. His enemies should be like her husband? In what sense? Nothing's happened to her husband yet, right? And she doesn't want her husband to die, right? So I suppose he's saying your enemies should be like, not the person Naval.
The verb.
Sure.
It's an adjective.
What do you mean? Yeah, it could be a verb. It means Naval, meaning that. And then why is that a curse? Your enemies should be like Naval.
Your enemies should be like annoying. Yeah.
Well, your enemies are annoying because they're your enemies.
Yeah.
With an amazing wife.
Well, then it's not a curse.
Oh.
Your enemies should be like Naval. Unless it means like this. She knows she's cursing David's enemies, right? She's saying, your enemies, I give you a blessing. Your enemies, what's going to happen to Naval? I know what's going to happen to Naval. But she knows Naval's going to die.
Well, she's got like the inside
Knows the
scope.
power of
So like she.
Wow, well, yeah, what to not happening to Naval? No. It's not like Naval's ill.
No, but like he knows.
She knows the power he has.
Like.
Who has?
David.
David? Yeah, but she thinks that David's going to come and kill Naval?
She already said that she doesn't.
She doesn't, right? She said Naval's not to blame. I think that Chazal actually say that Abigail is one of the 7 prophetesses. Look at the list of 7 prophets. Abigail is included in that.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be she knows that her husband's going to die very soon.
So why did she say?
No, she doesn't want David to do it.
Me both.
She doesn't want David to come and kill him, because as she's going to explain, that'll be a big mark on David's name.
Yeah.
David one day to become king, and he's always going to have this bad record of massacring innocent. No, that wasn't. Yes, she knows that Noah's going to die. He was innocent in a sense. That he didn't.
So Hashem did come send her.
You will see, right? Yes. So she's saying, I know Novel's going to die, and all their enemies should die like Novel. And she's giving David a blessing. But it's not your job to do it. Right? Just like we had beforehand when David didn't kill Shaul for that reason. So she's saying, just like you didn't kill Shaul, you didn't want the bad to come from a good person, you want the bad to come from bad people. Right? So the same thing. It's a bit different because Shaul's HaMelech and Shaul's his father-in-law.
How's David supposed to understand this? He didn't.
Well, just like we worked out.
Yeah.
What else does she need?
Well, now we know that she's a prophet. He didn't.
Yeah,
know at the time.
maybe he knew before that. I don't know. Maybe she was famous. I don't know.
Maybe.
But it's clear because he says V'hamavakshim, and those who seek El Adoni Ra'ah, those who seek to do evil to my master, and his enemies should be like Novel. So, like I
She
say,
already
can't
said the
mean.
enemies.
Huh?
She already said the enemies. So why was that necessary to say?
Oh, even those who are not enemies. You can have
Yeah,
people who are seeking to do bad who are not enemies,
Yeah.
right? Well, you don't know that they're enemies. They're not enemies. They just want to do bad to you. Novel wasn't really an enemy of David, right? Never come for him, but he certainly wasn't interested in.
Yeah.
Ve'ata, and now habracha, the blessing, as Aish, means the present. Hashehevi shivchaska Adoni, which your maidservant has brought to my master. Means that present that I sent to you, Benitna lana arim, and has been given to the lads, Hamishalchim, who walk beragle Adoni. So she's reminding him, either she's giving him the present now. She's saying, and by the way, this present is for my master and for the lads to go. Or if he's already received it, he's saying, and that present came from me. Right? It looks like she's actually giving him now. And as a result of that, she says, Pasuk Chavches, Sa na lepeshe amosecha, please raise up, which here means to forgive the sin of your maidservant. Means she didn't really sin, but even if David considered, you should have known and you should have been watching, or whatever David manages to find sin, she's giving him this present. So at the moment, she's had several tactics in her speech. First is that the first point where she took the blame. But that could be, she didn't mean that seriously, it was just to get his attention. Then she says, please listen me out. Okay, so that was listening to her out. Don't forget, she's got all these men around, right? Probably in the middle of the night, and they're marching towards Novel, right? And they're listening to this woman, and she's pleading her cause. The first point is, Novel didn't mean it personally. He's just a bad man, right? I didn't know about it. That was the second point. The third one is, she says that God has saved you by sending me, giving you a chance to think about this. Okay? You don't have to do it. It could work out differently, and then things would work out better. Then she says, she gives a blessing that all his enemies and evil seekers should end up like Novel's going to end up. And then she says that this present I've given is for you and your thing, and therefore, having said all that, please forgive us. And that seems really to be the end. Now, she's got another point. Ki asa ya'aseh Hashem la'adoni bayit ne'ema. For sure, God will make for my master a faithful house. She said, I know for sure that you're going to become king, and you're going to become a powerful leader. I know that. Ki asa ya'aseh Hashem. For sure, God will do, la'adoni, to my master, that's for David, bayit ne'ema, a faithful house. Not like Shaul, whose house didn't last.
It's going to stay.
Just wondering, yours is going to be ne'emam, something that we can trust. Okay, so what? How do I know? She said, I'll tell you how I know. Ki milchamot Hashem adoni nilcham. Because my master has fought, nilcham, the wars of God. I know God's on your side. We see from the events that have happened over the past year, 2-3 years, that you fought in Shaul's army, you were his general, and you killed Goliath. So clearly, you have God on your side.
Yeah, but Shaul also was successful initially.
Yeah, okay. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Ki milcham Hashem adoni nilcham v'ra'a loy timtza b'cha miyamecha. Nothing bad was ever found in your whole life. V'ra'a loy timotze will not found in your days.
Nothing.
And therefore what? That means everything's always been going good for you. I mean, success. You first killed Goliath, right? And then you were a general in a battle, and he tried to kill you with the Philistines, and it didn't work. And David, it's clear that David is much, much more successful. Where Shaul is going down, every thing he turned is now unsuccessful. David is the one who's successful. So the promise that maybe the idea that someone's going to take over from Shaul, that we can interpret. And don't forget she's a prophetess as well, so she knows all that, right? As she continues, you've got time? Not really going over time. Okay, so we'll have, this is a long speech, right? She's not finished her argument.
She's making a good argument.
It's interesting that David's got patience to hear her all out.
Yeah.
She could be, you see she's good looking. It does help you. It does help.